My name's Stefan. I'm from Toronto.
I am from Kentucky.
I lived in Manhattan for many years.
I was commuting to work, taking the bus, taking the TTC, and it was just unreliable. I didn't like it. It was costly.
Kind of have like small communities and whatnot, so transportation isn't very difficult. I don't drive a vehicle or anything like that. So that was the reason why I wanted to get into having a different form of transportation.
We moved to the suburbs. And it took some time to get used to. And there was a commute. Now, the commute from where I am to the city is only about 20 miles, but the last 3.5, 4 miles is awful. As well as the parking in Manhattan is astronomical.
My friend, he found your website, Apollo, and he was telling me about this Apollo. Like, he ordered the Apollo Ghost. Then my other friend got a Apollo City, and that scooter is what caught my eye. All the new features that came with it.
It was one of my greatest things that made me come to you guys was the IP66 availability. There's no other scooter that I could find that was like, I would trust that, and it was worth paying the extra money. I've put my scooter through a lot.
I found the Phantom about 3 years ago. And it was just a game changer. I felt secure. I felt like I was on this tank, and I felt good about the speeds. And I got to a point I started upgrading the tires and, putting new things on and just making it my own.
It's been the best scooter I've ever had. My commute, when I used to take the bus, went from 45 minutes to 15 to 18 minutes going to work. And it's amazing. It's not costing me. It's low maintenance. It's fast. It's comfortable. I feel so comfortable and confident riding that scooter. People ask me, where'd you get that scooter? Where'd you get that scooter? And it's just such a good feeling.
I get to work within like 10, 15 minutes compared to a 30-minute commute on a bike. I built a trailer that I'm able to use to go and pick up groceries and get anything I need from like a hardware store. I mean, it's a large trailer. It weighs over 70 pounds. And this scooter pulls it no problem.
I get to work, my blood is pumping. I just got off a 3.8 mile ride, and that it clears my head, and it starts my day with a little bit of endorphins. I turned 50 recently, and I felt like I needed something to make me feel like that kid on a skateboard again, like I did when I was 14, right?
People communicate with me when I'm on the scooter. They're happy to see it. They're like, oh wow, you're riding a scooter. They stop me, they talk to me about it. They want to know, how fast does it go? How many miles of range do I get? They really enjoy it, and I like the attention I get when I'm riding around on it.
Yeah, everything else is amazing. The build quality, the low maintenance, the ride, the regen throttle, that's a big part. Like, everything about the scooter is like great. I don't plan to give it up anytime soon.
And I was saving a little money in gas, but really I was saving stress. But then I started thinking, if I'm riding electric this last 5 miles, 4 or 5 miles, why don't I drive electric the whole way? So my wife and our car was up for a new lease, and we bought an electric vehicle.
I definitely see it as a long-term solution for my commuting needs, and maybe other people who are in smaller communities where they can get to where they need to get, fairly quick, and there's access to, bike lanes or bike paths and whatnot to where they can ride safely and don't have to necessarily ride in the street with traffic. Of course, it's not for everybody. It's not going to be for everybody as an everyday form of commuting, but for me, it works wonderfully. It replaced my bicycle, and I couldn't be happier.